Good morning. So another weekend working on the old buggy here. We've gotten a few things done. It's been extremely hot and we've been running around, but no excuses. We got the AC going today. We're out here. We're gonna get some stuff done, but first, let's show you where we're at. So we ended up finishing up the roof. You can see we added those bars that run from the main to the middle there. Two on each side, just kind of followed this front little V. Kind of explained that's what we were gonna do in the last video. Really happy with the way that's turned out. I think it gives it a real aggressive look and is sharp. So we also got on the back here, this back bar made. Not 100% sure if it's staying or not. I like the design. It's another point, just going the opposite way, and the taillights. I like the way they look. I just don't, I like that they're behind the bar, and they look aggressive. It looks like something needs to be in here though. I don't really care for this look, but we fabbed up some brackets. I don't know, it should be strong. I mean, it would work for sure, but not necessarily super in love with it. Don't know if that'll stay or not. Maybe once we add a few more bars, it'll make sense. But in today's video, we got driveline back from Perfection Driveline. Nasty drive shaft, guys. So all spicer joints, slip. This is a stock drive shaft, just to give you a comparison of diameter. I mean, big difference, a lot thicker. That's a thick boy there. Shout out to them, super quality product. They had to make this specifically for my machine with the Pro XP rear. It's actually over here. Rear slip that goes on the transmission. I had to cut my stock drive shaft, send them this. Yeah, anyways, so that's that. Came with a new carrier bearing, stock one, which is what I want to run. Like I said, super nice quality parts. All spicer. Came with a new pin. Not sure if I'll be running that or not. And then also, we went and picked up this Badlands Apex 5500 UTV winch. This is the long drum. I went with the long drum because it has a 50-foot rope, 50-foot cable, rope, whatever, synthetic. Figured the longer the better. The short drum is only like 20-some foot, and they're like a $15 price difference, and it's only an inch longer. So we'll try to make that fit in there, the long drum. If for whatever reason it doesn't, we'll swap it out for a short drum. I went with the Harbor Freight. That's what I run on my Turbo S Badlands, not the Apex, but for convenience of getting a new one, they're 250 bucks. You can go to any Harbor Freight and buy a new one. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the country, go get a new one. So we're gonna be fitting that today. I'm gonna hopefully build a plate in here, make it removable, figure out like a fair lead situation. Then also mount the battery back here, I think is the move. So we'll also be hopefully mounting up the drive shaft, make sure it clears, everything works good lengthwise. Carrier bearing can be kind of a pain in the ass getting mounted. So I'd like to get that knocked out and get that in the car. Like I said, make sure there's no issues there, clearing that motor mount bar. But yeah, that's kind of on the agenda today. We've gotten some things done, but there's more to be done, that's for sure. So let's get to it. So yeah, just test fitting this. Something like this roughly is where it's gonna sit. It's gonna have to sit a little bit further back because that terminal, or cheated one way to the side maybe. But digging the fitment, it's definitely the right size. As far as it's not sticking out on one side or the other a whole bunch, and it's centered right there. So this winch is gonna work. As far as placement goes, so I need to figure out how to mount this and have it be removable. Whether it's I just shoot some tube across. I mean, I could build a front bar like how it is right now, out of some strap, and it would work fine. And be out of the way. It's far enough forward that it's not really gonna affect a diff coming out because it's just above this brace here. That one there for the A-arms. So, I mean, I could plate this and hit some holes on that bracket that comes with the winch and just bolt it there. But as far as the rear goes, I got a little figuring out to make it removable so that if I wanted to, I could remove the winch and pull the diff straight up. Because the easier I can get that diff out, the better life's gonna be. I mean, it'll snake through the front right now, which I plan on building some kind of bash plate that's removable so it can come out the front, which may just be the move altogether, not worry about coming out the top. But to have options is always good. So I just need to figure out how exactly I want to do it. Once I do, I'll get back to you guys. But yeah, there's that gap that's there. I don't know why the video cut off, but you can see there's probably a 1/8 inch gap or so. It's just that play in the carrier bearing. You can get a solid mount carrier bearing. However, talking to some of the chassis buggy experts, they prefer the stock OEM rubber one, so the drive shaft can have that play, less binding on everything. It's something to give, you know, rather than exploding a diff or a transmission. But anyhow, yeah, I mean, we slowly are making progress. Front end's almost done. Got the bash plate, you know, pretty much knocked out. We're gonna put another plate underneath the diff there. That one will be folded in or welded in. It won't be removable. We'll just drill a hole for the drain, but it'll be welded in. It'll probably be made out of the same plate here, thickness wise. Same with one in the rear for the transmission. It'll go under and just have under the transmission, be welded in solid, and have a hole to drain the fluid out. We were kind of playing around mocking up the brake lines. These are off a 2-seater Turbo S. Those are gonna work great. I have plenty of room to hit the master with it. Next step back here is gonna be building a platform up over this drive shaft to clear it, so that we have a flat space to mount a fuel cell. And like I had mentioned, the battery box or the battery tray. Yeah, I mean, we're just slowly plugging away. Next week, I do have some big items coming for this thing that we were in dire need of. So it's one big item knocked off the list of things that were needed to move this along. You know, it's like you kind of wait for certain items to show up until you can do something. Well, this was a pretty big item that I had to source because obviously I'm not parting a machine out. So every single part that is going into this is probably off a different machine. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, but like even every bolt is off a different machine. It's insane. But yeah, so I was trying to find these items. I finally located them, got them bought. They'll be here in the next couple days. Huge item. Yeah, I mean, from there we can really start moving this thing along. Not that it's not already, but still hoping for my deadline around Thanksgiving, November-ish. I think it's definitely doable. So, but yeah, tune in next time to see what we got. Thanks.